I've always been a collector, so even when I was a child, I collected things, stamps, fossils, coins. Since I became a photographer, I drifted into collecting things to do with photography, postcards, books, and I guess it's more recently, in the 10, 15 years, that I've been able to buy prints and such like, because they're much more expensive than a postcard. This is one of my very important photographs in terms of my development as a photographer. The dog's in the perfect position, the pram here with these women, and this very dark atmosphere. Everything about the picture is perfect. The kids climbing here, not a single component is working against the picture. And it's that moment where everything comes together so beautifully that you really yearn for it. It doesn't happen often in your life as a photographer. So when it does, even if someone else does it, you can really appreciate it. I've been collecting books over many, many years from all over the world, and in the vitrines here you have, if you like, the tip of the iceberg of my collection of photography books. And these little books here, they've all got a sort of cotton thread coming from them because these were made and manufactured to hang on Christmas trees. They're done by Hoffman. He was Hitler's personal photographer and did a lot of work during the Third Reich. These cabinets have things related to Saddam Hussein and bin Laden. Many of them are actually items which are anti-Saddam, such as the American eagles. And in Pakistan, bin Laden is regarded as quite a hero. So these are sweets. To us, it's a bit like buying a Disneyland chocolate bar or something like this. So they're the exact same equivalent. So these I also got on eBay. They're pretty rare. I've only ever seen 2 boxes that came up for sale, and I managed to get them both. The ephemera that these events and these people often leave behind really tells us a lot about the event and how it was interpreted and how people felt. Something like 9/11, which we knew when it happened would be such a phenomenally important event. It's incredible to think of people in Afghanistan making 9/11 carpets in the tradition of a war rug. All these things really, I think, help us to make sense of what happened in the past. And particularly things like the miners' strike. These plates you can see here were actually manufactured by the pits, and these were then sold to raise money for the miners' strike fund. And I've collected the posters. You'll see on the outside of the building this fantastic poster that we've blown up. It's ironic to think that here we have a show in the Baltic, this wonderful art space, and most of it's been found on eBay. I also think of my own photography as a form of collecting. So you go out, you have the world out there, you have to try and make sense of it. The one question people always have for me is, did I set this up? This is what happened. I went to the fair, I saw this guy with a shirt, I thought, what a fantastic shirt. I talked to him, I said, brilliant, you wore this shirt to come to the art fair. He said, yes, I did it on purpose. I followed him around for about 10 minutes, and then whack, there he was in front of this painting, and I thought, here is my moment. So it wasn't set up, it really did happen, but of course I was talking to the guy and in conversation with him. So in that sense, you'd made the contact, but it is nonetheless the real thing. And of course, the great thing about photography and real life and getting the photo, when you have a moment like this, it's almost unbelievable, but in the end, it has more resonance and believability than if you'd set it up as a form of fiction. My new series of photographs called Luxury shows the Western wealth. And we look back now over that phenomenal period of growth and excess, almost like an epitaph. So I'm glad, if you like, that sort of came to a halt. It's not that money or wealth has been eradicated, it's just that people are less showy about it. So I took that opportunity to show people showing off their wealth. So you have the whole Parrworld with my different interests, myself as a photographer, and of course this fantastic opportunity to show some of my collections.